Gotta go fast.
Whoa, Grandpa, is that really a true story? You and the internet warriors stopped that monster from coming? Yes, my son, but we didn't stop him. We only delayed the inevitable. What do you mean? He came back? Did you guys fight harder than ever? That's the thing, my son. We cheered, we clapped, we praised the heavens that he had returned. What the what?
Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers has now hit Disney Plus. It is the latest live action movie to go ahead and use so many different IP characters and throw them all into one movie. And even though lately it feels like there's a group of people just determined to hate movies that do that because they feel like it's nostalgia bait or just a cheap cash grab, I feel Chip 'n Dale does it to such a hilarious, brilliant extent. Because I genuinely loved every bit about this movie, including all the wild cameos and Easter eggs. So in this video, what I wanted to do is not only talk spoilers for Chip 'n Dale, but just point out some of my favorite Easter eggs, references, and moments of this movie. This video will not be telling you every single cameo, Easter egg, and reference, just mainly sticking to the stuff that made me jump up and down. So please add on to your favorite Easter egg, cameo, reference in Chip 'n Dale. What made you jump up and down? And would you see another one of these movies? Alright, so just starting at the beginning with Chip 'n Dale, I love how they set up this universe as if every animated character that has ever appeared in media is a real life person in our world. Down to the damn cars they had popping up in here, because not only would you see cartoon cars, you'd also see Pixar cars. But it also just makes your mind race to what growing up in this universe would be like if you go to school and have a crush on a pony and then get beat up by a transformer later on in the week. But it made for a seamless transition of all these other IPs thrown into the movie, while also paying respects to Chip 'n Dale fans, because you don't need to have seen the Chip 'n Dale cartoon series for this movie, although they do enough in here that I think fans that did grow up watching that series are very happy with, unless they never put the fan fiction together of having the Fly sleep with the girl. Then I don't know what to tell you, man. At least he sounds like the Allstate guy.
Dale, old chum, the sight of you lights my heart aglow.
But it was really smart to start this movie in this era because it opened the gateway for a Roger Rabbit cameo that would be having his movie around this time frame. But we gotta admit, the real cameos and insaneness begins once we move to present day and Dale has gotten the CGI surgery to look like a lot of recent animated characters that have gone CGI. We see that they're at this Comic-Con convention that holds a lot of animated celebrities coming to meet their fans, one of them being Baloo from Jungle Book, who is kind of like this country bear rock star now. The booth next to Dale is also right by Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast. That was a great touch. Even in the crowd of Baloo, you can see someone wearing a Sonic hat, which was a hint to what we were about to witness. And I'll tell you the truth, guys. That was my cameo in the movie. But Disney freaking did it. They brought back original design Sonic for the Chip 'n Dale movie. I could not believe my eyes the first time I watched this, because I got to see this movie early through a screening link in my living room, just having some microwave popcorn. And when he came up, I froze. I was like, what? No way! This is kind of the beauty and magic about Chip 'n Dale, because they had to go through a lot of legal loopholes to be able to use some of the characters we see in this movie. Like, it's very important that they called him Ugly Sonic for him to be included in this film, because they did not get permission from Paramount or Sega to use this version of Sonic. Even if you compare him side by side by the original design from that trailer, there are some key differences. One, you can see there's bags under his eyes, and he's got a bit of a pudgy tummy. All these little details allow Disney to now use this version of Sonic in the movie, and he's not even a cameo. The boy is full on here all throughout the movie, even having a jump scare where his full face is just in frame.
I know someone who might be able to help.
You got a Snoopy ear!
I love how they take the time to zoom in on his human teeth and just freak the heck out of Dale. Even looking in the background of some of his photo shoots, I wonder if these are movies that this actor was a part of, because that's essentially what this is. He was an actor hired to be in the Sonic movie, and the fan base got him fired. So that means there's another prettier Sonic out there who got to be in Sonic movie 2. We need that crossover film. Get it done. But it's okay, because as far as this movie goes, it says he's getting his own spin-off show involving the FBI, which is how he gets his helicopter at the end of this movie. So mind-blowing he was included. Probably best cameo of the year, honestly. And that beats the cameo of the stretchy guy from Doctor Strange, you know, the spaghetti one. But then we get to Chip, who's an insurance salesman, and walks home listening to his AirPods, looking so ridiculous. I love the random product placements that we got of like Frozone from The Incredibles with his frozen meal. We have the squirrel Scrap from Ice Age getting his own ice cream. Even Froghorn Leghorn partnering with Tyson for a brand of chicken. Stuff like that just makes me laugh. Just like the inclusion of Alvin and the Chipmunks on the TV mentioning their new special where they're gonna be rapping.
Of course they're rapping. They always have to make the cartoons rap.
We rapping now? We rapping?
This has to be the movie poking fun at Space Jam 2 and how they made the Looney Tunes rap in that movie. Don't you make fun of Space Jam 2. I defend that film. But this is where the movie starts informing us on the mystery going on in this world where cartoon characters are being kidnapped to be turned into bootleg versions of themselves. This was such a brilliant plot because it's something that literally happens in our real world. I think the latest movie I saw it happen to was Onward, and their bootleg version of the movie was called Homeward. There are countless of these copyright safe movies being released that trick old grandmas into buying those DVDs for their kids. And seeing all the weird different examples just made me laugh like Jasper. It's even more ironic when you think about a lot of the cameos and Easter eggs in this movie had to use the same terminology that these copyright bootlegs used to get made so that Disney wouldn't get in trouble for using people like Sonic or Batman in their film. It's brilliant. And also kind of a little dark. I wouldn't be surprised if this gives kids nightmares. Just like grabbing Flounder the fish and erasing his mouth. That's nightmare fueled. Side note though, it's revealed that Peter Pan is the villain kind of doing this because he was shunned out once he started aging and growing body hair, that they no longer wanted him for his Disney movies. Why doesn't he just use that machine he's using to change these characters to turn into a more handsome version of himself again? Just saying. Some other fun references though that we catch is after Chip is walking home after talking to his friends, we see here on the Hollywood Walk of Fame some famous celebrities like Squidward. Squidward has a freaking star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You became a star, Squidward. We also see Yogi Bear there and Chun-Li from Street Fighter. Once Chip looks up though, he sees posters for fake movies. I love me posters for fake movies. We get here a Fast and Furious spoof titled Fast and Furious Babies with the tagline reading, "Babies take the wheel." That is just so funny to think about because Fast and Furious has gotten so ridiculous, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the prequel. In the background, we get President Dog 3. I haven't seen President Dog 1 and 2, but I gotta catch up on 3. The one that maybe some of you youngsters did not understand, but I'm telling you, I die laughing every time I look at this poster. Meryl Streep as Mr. Doubtfire, making fun of the Robin Williams movie Mrs. Doubtfire, where he dressed up as a woman. This has to be a commentary on these gender swapping reboots, just like with the female Ghostbuster movie. This is the female version of Mrs. Doubtfire. Mr. Doubtfire, I can't get over what they did to Meryl Streep's face. She kind of looks like James Spader to me. Before we get to the next movie poster, I do want to point out this product placement of Dobby wearing Gucci. Not only is Dobby a free elf, Dobby's a swag elf. Finally getting to a movie poster that Chip is interested in, Batman vs. E.T. Look at that damn tagline. It just says, "It's on." But again, break it down and think about it in legal terms. What are they making fun of right here? Batman vs. Superman, right? So what is Batman vs. Superman? A movie about Batman versus an alien, Superman. So what did they do here? They got Batman versus another alien, E.T., making fun of the dark Zack Snyder universe with this dialogue.
E.T. forgive Bat.
Fine.
Kind of ironic because the cinematographer of this movie was also the cinematographer of Batman vs. Superman. And even more legal loopholes, the way they have to portray Batman on screen without showing off his chin and mouth, just glowing eyes, this dark silhouette. It's enough for you to recognize this is the mechanized Batman suit, but it's also copyright safe enough. Sometimes though throughout the movie, you would have just like the most randomest of Easter eggs pop up that I'm like, what the heck? Like for one, in the apartment, whenever the friend goes missing, scene, they have the donuts from Wreck-It Ralph as police officers, a sock puppet coming out of nowhere. And what is it about these realistic, lifeless characters that when they just stare at you, I get nightmares? I mean, check this out.
He was on the Rescue Rangers. We were on the show together.
Stinky cheese?
You cops.
And that's just like the tip of the iceberg, because you have more crazy billboards throughout this movie. One of like a Johnny Bravo revival in the background. You have the character Doug Funny and Porkchop being turned into lawyers with their tagline reading, "Your injury is not funny, but spelled as their last name." Fun fact, I had a bully in high school once tell me I look like Doug. I don't see it. But this does eventually bring us to our characters landing in the Uncanny Valley, which is like a physical place, even though that's a term for characters that have human-like qualities, but our brain rejects them because they don't look all the way human. This is where they meet Seth Rogen's medieval character and have a factory making the bootleg covers out of old Shrek shampoo. Put that Shrek shampoo back on the market. I guarantee you sell out. But I definitely want to talk about the spa section of the movie, where we see some other random characters I never expected to be in here, like Randy Marsh from South Park. Did you really think we would ever see South Park characters in a Disney movie? I'm not sure how they pulled that off. But then eventually in the movie, they find this location where they're making all the bootleg characters, and you can see some of the previous victims on the wall, like Garfield, who got turned buff. This has to be for that new Chris Pratt movie. But we see that Chip and Dale get thrown into the machine where they're getting transformed, and we see some of the art styles they could be turned into. Ones that stuck out to me is like the Rick and Morty design. If you have these kind of movies where you're throwing out IPs, you gotta have a Rick and Morty Easter egg. You have Simpsons characters being thrown in there, a variant version of them as superheroes. I'm also pretty sure this is supposed to be them as Ren and Stimpy, leading them to this gigantic wall filled with parts of other cartoon characters that they've gone ahead and dissected on. A shot like this is just so fun to see, especially when you know at least like 3 or 4 of these people. Some of the ones that catch my eyes, like it looks like we have Shenron here from Dragon Ball Z, a piece of him. You have here Rocky from Rocky and Bullwinkle, even a Mr. Potato Head up here, a Smurf hat, Jimmy Neutron's hair. I will pay you any money to have that Jimmy Neutron hair. I know we got the Pink Panther's mouth, Jiminy Cricket's hat. Really, any cartoon character in the Disney lineup could be having this white glove. I know some fans were really freaking out with the Kingdom Hearts key. Along with Sora's hair, they ripped the guy's hair, man. This, of course, brings them back to the Comic-Con to go ask Ugly Sonic for help with that jump scare, which again is just a lot of other moments filled with so many characters in the background. But I feel like my favorite moment out of this is when Seth Rogen had all his animated voice characters pop up on screen. You have Toomba from Lion King, Mantis from Kung Fu Panda, Boo from Monsters vs. Aliens. This is a clever joke, and I'm glad they did that. Just like the gag of the henchman bear fanboying out when he sees Baloo the rockstar bear.
No way! Can I touch your face? I mean, what is going on?
You also can't forget about the Paul Rudd cameo in here promoting his new movie, Ant-Man. And in the credits, you actually see a poster for this movie. Once we do eventually see Chip and Dale kind of destroy the machine that transforms all these cartoon characters, and it starts attacking Peter Pan, I thought it was so awesome, all the different limbs and effects they gave him. Breaking it down here, it looks like he has Woody's leg from Toy Story, then the other leg is Shockwave from Transformers, one arm is Wreck-It Ralph's arm, the other one, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this is actually a Mario reference, because it's a cannon that shoots out a bullet that has a mouth and face. It might not be exact, but again, that just could be the copyright loophole to make it look slightly different. Also, the cat face from the Aristocrats. Such a cool idea for a villain, where they even do a little Jurassic Park reference in here. And speaking about cool idea for a villain, I want to talk about this moment with the claymation officer attacking the other police officer, because now I want a horror movie where a claymation character is the killer, because this sequence is so cool. Like, this could actually be something really terrifying and unique, and I love what they did here, down to the Terminator 2 reference with him getting turned into an icicle. It was really such a cool way to end the movie, with Ugly Sonic saving the day with that FBI helicopter and releasing all these mixed-matched cartoon characters that I'm gonna do my best to try and figure out who they're supposed to be right now. Okay, so up top, this is obviously Woody the Woodpecker. Then you have someone who I'm assuming is supposed to be Samurai Jack mixed with like a panther. You have the monkey from Aladdin, Phineas. This shirt is an obvious nod to the Flintstones, but this Bigfoot-like creature, I recognize that smile and teeth. He's from a Goofy movie. You also have here someone that was turned into a bootleg Patrick Star, a Gravity Falls character. You have here a permanently smiling Jiminy Cricket. I might be crazy, but I feel like this has to be a character from World of Gumball. It has that same shape, just a different color. We have here a Powerpuff Girl off to the side, Flounder and Sneezy, and also Naruto, even Bambi mixed with Pegasus from Hercules. But they eventually find his friend who had been mixed with Dumbo. Honestly, this movie is so fantastic and fun. It's one I just want to rewatch over and over because it feels like you just always find something new in the background. I'd love to see more, or at least get this director some praise, because if you liked his parody of animated stuff here, go check out the movie Popstar Never Stop Never Stopping. That movie is essentially a parody on the music industry, and it is so damn funny as well. But I throw it off to you guys. What did you think of Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers? Those were just some of my favorite Easter eggs and moments. I want to know from you guys, what were some of your favorite Easter eggs and moments? Don't be forgetting to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.